Hello student, after understanding the concept of Euler's equation and Bernoulli's equation, now we will move towards the practical applications of Bernoulli's equation. As the Bernoulli's equation is applied for all the problems of incompressible fluid. Incompressible fluid means what? Where the density is constant. Okay, so the Bernoulli's equation is applied in all the problems of incompressible fluid flow where the energy concentrations are involved. Okay, then which are considered the application to the following measuring devices. So which are these devices? First is an venturimeter, second is an orifice meter, third is an pitot tube, then nozzle meter, and next is a rotameter. Okay, so we will study each of these devices in detail. Okay, so first device is a venturimeter. This venturimeter is a device used for measuring the rate of flow of the fluid flowing through the pipe. Okay, and in the figure you can see this is a venturimeter, and this venturimeter consists of three parts. First one is a converging part. Okay, then next to it is a rod. Okay, and third is a diverging part. Okay, this is in converging, then rod, and then this is a diverging part. Okay, so venturimeter is consist of three parts. It is made up of these three parts. Now we will understand the principle of this venturimeter, as it is based on the Bernoulli's equation. Means what? The velocity head increases as in an accelerated flow by reducing the cross-sectional area of the flow passage. Means if we reduce the cross-sectional area of the flow passage, then ultimately the velocity head increases. Okay, and due to this increase in the velocity, the pressure head is reduced at that section. Okay, and this creates the difference in the pressure. Okay, means what? If we reduce the cross sectional area of the flow passage, then the velocity at that section increases. Okay, and due to this the pressure head at that section is reduced, and which creates the difference in the pressure. Okay, and this difference in the pressure which is created at that section enables to determine the discharge to the pipe. This is a principle of that venturimeter. Now we will see the construction part. As the interior of this venture is cylindrical in shape to match the size of the pipe through which the fluid flows. Okay, in the figure you can see that this is a cylindrical part. Okay, so the inlet of this venturimeter is of cylindrical shape, and it is because of to match the size of the pipe. Okay, then then after that entry there is a converging conical section with an inclined angle of 19 to 23 degree. Okay, in the figure you can see that after that cylindrical portion, the entry of an converging part. Okay, there is a converging conical section is attached to this cylindrical portion, and the angle of this is 19 to 23. Okay, the angle of this converging cone varies from 19 degree to 23 degree. After this converging cone, the throat is there. Okay, again a cylindrical portion is there. Okay, the following the converging section, there is a cylindrical section with the minimum area here. After this converging cone, again the cylindrical section is there. Okay, and here the cross sectional area is minimum, okay, or less. This portion, this cylindrical portion is called as a throat. Okay, and then the diverging cone means after the throat there is a diverging conical section with an angle included angle of 5 to 15 degree. Okay, after that thought, the diverging cone is there, diverging part is there. Okay, and the angle of this diverging cone is varies from 5 to 15 degree. Then the openings are provided at the entry and the trough of the venturimeter for attaching the differential manometer sensor. Here, okay, here the openings are provided at the inlet and at the trough. Okay, for attaching the manometer. Okay, this is an construction part of that venturimeter. Now we will see the working principle. Okay, this venturimeter works under the principle of Bernoulli's equation and the continuity equation. Okay, so let us understand the working of this venturimeter. As here the cross sectional area of the rod, here is a cross section. Okay, the cross sectional area of this rod is smaller than the cross sectional area of the inlet section. Okay, here the cross sectional area of this rod is less than the cross sectional area of that inlet section, and due to this the velocity at the rod is greater than the inlet section. Okay, so velocity of the flow at the rod will become greater than that of the inlet section. According to this continuity equation, the velocity at the inlet section is more than that of the velocity at the inlet section. Okay, this increase in velocity at the rod result in the pressure, decrease in the pressure at this section. Okay, here the cross sectional area is reduced. Due to this the velocity is increases, and due to this the pressure at that section is decreases. Okay, as such a pressure is developed between this inlet section and the rod of the venturimeter. Okay, the pressure difference is created at this point. Okay, and this pressure difference determined by either connecting the differential manometer. Okay, the pressure difference is created. Okay, and this pressure difference can be determined by attaching a manometer between the pressure taps. Okay, or we can identify the difference with the help of the by attaching a separate pressure gauge. Okay, then the measure of this pressure difference between these two sections enables to for determination of the rate of flow of the fluid. Okay, this pressure difference which is created at both inlet and the rod section, okay, enables to identify the determination of the flow through this venturimeter. Okay, the flow of the fluid can be calculated with the help of this pressure difference. Then the applications part. This venturimeter are used. We are when we are working with a smaller pressure head. Okay. Also, this can be used for measuring the flow rates of the water, gaseous, suspended solids, slurries, then dirty liquids. Okay, this venturimeter doesn't clog easily and can be used to measure the high flow rates in the pipes having diameters in few centimeters. These are the applications of that venturimeter. Okay. Next is the expressions for rate of flow through the venturimeter. For this, consider a venturimeter is fitted in between the horizontal pipe. Okay, so here is a figure of this venturimeter, and this consider that this venturimeter is fitted in the horizontal pipe through which the fluid is flowing. Consider the fluid is a water. The water is flowing through the pipe. Okay, then D1 is an inlet, means diameter of the inlet section. Okay, then pressure at the section 1 is considered as in P1. Okay, and the velocity at this section of inlet section is considered as a V1. Okay, now calculate the area for this section A. The small a is indicating the area of the section 1. Okay, so which is equal to pi by 4 d1 square. Okay, so this is all about the section 1. Then section 2 is considered as a third section. Okay, so for this third section, the diameter is considered as in d2, then velocity as p2, v2, pressure as p2, and the area of section 2 as a2. Okay, so all these are for the section 2. Okay, so now we can apply the Bernoulli's equation for the section 1 and section 2. Okay, the equations will be P1 upon rho g plus V1 square upon 2g plus Z1 is equal to P2 upon rho g plus V2 square upon 2g plus Z2. Okay, so here the pipe is horizontal. Okay, means what? The head Z1 is equal to Z2. Okay, data made is equal is both for both sections is equal. Okay, so Z1 is equal to Z2. Then the above equation will becomes P1 upon P rho g plus V1 square upon 2g is equal to P2 upon rho g plus V2 square upon 2g. Now take the pressure terms on the one side and velocity terms on the other side. Then the equation will become P1 minus P2 upon rho g is equal to V1 square upon 2 V2 square upon 2g minus V1 square upon 2g. The difference P1 minus P2 upon 2g is the difference of the pressure head at both the sections. Okay, so P1 upon P2 is nothing but the difference in the pressure head, and it is given by H. So P1 minus P2 upon rho g is equal to H. Okay, so substitute this value into the equation, then we will get H is equal to V2 square upon 2g minus V1 square upon 2g. Okay, now apply the continuity equation for both the sections. For section 1 and 2, we will get means discharge at section 1 is equal to discharge at section 2. Okay, means A1 V1 is equal to A2 V2. From that, we can make the formula for the V1 as A2 minus A2 V2 upon A1. Okay, the value for V1 as A2 V2 upon A1. Now substitute this value of V1 into the equation of the H. So H is equal to V2 square upon 2g minus in bracket A2 V2 upon A1 bracket square upon 2g. Okay, so instead of V1 we are writing as A2 V2 upon A1, then whole bracket square. So look at this 2, the V2 upon 2g is common in both. Okay, so it is taken as common. So V2 square upon 2g in bracket remaining terms are 1 minus A2 square upon A1 square, bracket complete. So which is equal to V2 square upon 2g in bracket A1 square minus A2 square upon A1 square. Okay, value of H becomes V2 square by 2g in bracket A1 square minus A2 square upon A1 square. Then from that we can write this equation as V2 square is equal to 2gh A1 square upon A1 square minus A2 square. Okay, then V2 is equal to under root of 2gh A1 square upon A1 square minus A2 square. Okay, here in under root of A1 square, so we can take it on as take this as A1 under root of A1 square minus A2 square in under root of 2gh. Okay, so this is a value for the V2. but the discharge is equal to what? Area into velocity. So we are considering this for we are calculating the discharge at section 2. So discharge is equal to A2 into V2. Okay, so A2 into, instead of V2 we are writing as A1 under root of A1 square minus A2 square into under root of 2G. Okay, so this formula will becomes A1 A2 upon under root of A1 square minus A2 square into 2G under root of 2Gs. This is an equation for the discharge. Okay, this equation gives the discharge under the ideal condition. Okay, so this is called as a theoretical discharge. The formula is A1 A2 upon under root of A1 square minus A2 square into under root of 2Gs. Okay, this gives the theoretical discharge. Okay, then actual discharge will be less than this theoretical discharge. Then the actual discharge is equal to what? CD into A1 A2 under root of A1 square minus A2 square into under root of 2Gh. Okay, then CD means what? The coefficient of venturimeter and its value is less than 1. CD is nothing but the coefficient of venturimeter and its value is always less than 1. Okay, then this value of H means what? The value of H is given by the differential U2 manometer. Value of H is nothing but the difference in the pressure. Okay, this can be given by the differential U2 manometer. Then for the first case, let the differential manometer contains a liquid which is heavier than the liquid flowing through the pipe. Okay, means for the venturimeter, U2 manometer is attached for calculating the differences in the pressure head. Okay, and if so, our first case is the manometer contains a liquid which is heavier than the liquid flowing through the pipe. Okay, so for this consider SH is indicating the specific gravity of the heavier liquid and S0 indicating the specific gravity of the liquid flowing through the pipe, and X is the difference of the heavier liquid column in the U2. Then the pressure difference, the value of H is given as X in bracket SH upon S0 minus 1. Okay, the second case is if this differential manometer contains a liquid which is lighter than the liquid flowing through the pipe, then the value of H is given by the formula H is equal to Ax in bracket 1 minus SI upon S0 bracket complete. This is equal to SI means SL, here the SL upon S0. SL means what? Specific gravity of the lighter liquid in U2, and S0 indicating the specific gravity of the fluid flowing through the pipe. Next case is, up to here we are considering the manometer is in horizontal. Okay, so our next case is for the inclined manometer with the differential U2 manometer. Okay. Our next case is inclined venturimeter with the differential U2 meter. So up to here we are seeing the two cases where the horizontal venturimeter is there. Okay, but this case is related to the inclined venturimeter having a differential U2 manometer. Then the differential manometer contains the heavier liquid. Then H is given by H is equal to in bracket P1 upon rho G plus Z1 bracket complete minus P2 upon rho G plus Z2 equal to X in bracket SH minus S0 minus 1. Okay, so this is the condition where the manometer contains the heavier liquid. Suppose the manometer contains a lighter liquid, then the formula for this inclined ventimeter will be H is equal to P1 upon root C plus J1 minus P2 upon root C plus J2 bracket complete is equal to X in bracket 1 minus SI SL upon A0 bracket complete. Okay, this is the formula. Okay, hope you understand all this concept and all the cases. Okay, so now we will move towards the problem. Our first problem is a horizontal venturimeter with the inlet and throat diameters of 30 centimeter and 15 centimeter respectively. It is used to measure the flow of the water. The reading of the differential manometer connected to the inlet and the throat is 20 centimeter of mercury. Determine the rate of the flow. Take CD as 0.98. CD means what? The coefficient of venturimeter. It is given as 0.98. Okay, so what they are given in the example, the horizontal venturimeter. Okay, this is an horizontal venturimeter. The diameter of the inlet is they have given as 30 centimeter and the diameter of throat section as 15 centimeter. Now calculate the area of both. A1 is equal to pi by 4 d1 square equal to pi by 4 into 30 square, which is equal to 706.85 centimeter square. Okay, diameter of throat is given as 15 centimeter. Then area of that throat is pi by 4 into 15 square, which is equal to 176.7 centimeter square. Also they have given the coefficient of discharge value as 0.98. Okay, and also they have given the reading of the differential manometer connected to the inlet and the throat is equal to 20 centimeter of mercury. Okay, so the reading of this differential manometer means the value of X is equal to, they have given as 20 centimeter of mercury. Okay, this is an data they have given in the example. We have to calculate the we have to calculate the flow through the pipe. Rate of the flow we have to find out. Means the value of the Q we have to find out. Okay, for that we have to first identify the difference in the pressure head. So the formula for this is H is equal to X in bracket SH upon S0 minus 1. This is the formula because here the the manometer contains a liquid which is uh, heavier than the fluid which is flowing through the pipe. Okay, so specific gravity of that mercury is here as 13.6 and specific gravity of the water as 1. Okay, so here the formula is given as X is equal to SH upon A0 minus 1. Now put the values of this in the formula. H is equal to X value is 20 in bracket SH is 13.6 upon S0 is 1 minus 1. So it is equal to 20 into 12.6 centimeter, which is equal to 252.0 centimeter of water. Okay, so up to here we have calculated the difference of the pressure head. Now we can easily identify the we can easily determine the rate of flow. The formula for this is Q is equal to CD into A1A2 in bracket A1 square minus A2 square into under root of 2GH. Value of CD is they have given as 0.98 into value of A1 we have calculated as 706.85 85 into A2 is 176.7. Again upon in square root of 706.85 square minus 176.7 square into under root of 2gh, means under root of 2, the value of g means acceleration due to gravity as 9.81, and the value of h means the difference in the pressure head is 252. Okay, so after calculating this, we get the value of this rate of discharge as 125756 centimeters cube by s per second, centimeter cube per second. Okay, so we have to convert this into the liter per second, so which is equal to 125.756 liter per second. Okay, so here is the answer of rate of discharge, 125.756 liter per second. Okay, now we will solve one more problem. A problem is an oil of specific gravity 0.8 is flowing through a venturi meter having inlet diameter as 20 cm and short diameter as 10 cm. The oil mercury differential manometer shows a reading of 25 cm. Calculate the discharge of oil through the horizontal venturimeter. Take CD as 0.98. Okay, so here we have to calculate here the discharge of the oil through which discharge. We have to calculate the discharge. Okay, we have given the specific gravity of the oil which is flowing through the venturimeter as 0.8. Okay, and diameter at the inlet as 20 cm and at the throat as 10 cm. The oil mercury differential manometer shows a reading of 25 cm. Means the manometer contains a mercury. Okay, and they are showing the reading as 25 cm. Okay, so what they have given, specific gravity of the oil means S0 is 0.8. Then specific gravity of the mercury they have given as SH is equal to 13.6. Reading of the differential manometer as X is equal to 25 centimeter. Okay, with the help of this we can easily identify the difference in the pressure head. The formula is H is equal to X in bracket SH upon S0 minus 1, bracket complete. So which is equal to 25 in bracket 13.6 upon 0.8 minus 1 centimeter of oil. So which is equal to 25 in bracket 17 minus 1. Okay, so which is equal to the pressure difference in pressure here is equal to 400 centimeter of oil. Okay, so up to here we have calculated the difference in the pressure head. So for calculating the discharge, the formula is Q is equal to CD into A1 A2 under root of A1 square minus A2 square into under root of 2GH. Okay, we know the value of CD. They are already given in the example. Then the value of H we have calculated, but we don't know the value of A1 and A2. So first we will calculate the values of A1 and A2. For that they have given the diameter of the inlet as 20 centimeters. So D1 is equal to 20 centimeter. Then A1 is equal to pi by 4 into D1 square, which is equal to pi by 4 into 20 square, which is equal to 314.16 centimeter square. Similarly, they have given the diameter for the throat section is 10 centimeter. Okay, then calculate the area, pi by 4 d 2 square means 5 by 4 into 10 square, which is equal to 78.54 centimeter square. Okay, so up to here we have calculated the values of A1, A2 and also the difference in the pressure head. Okay, so now put all this value into the equation of the discharge. Q is equal to CD into A1 A2 upon in bracket square root of A1 square minus A2 square into under root of 2GH. Okay, so value of CD is 0.98 into into A1 A2 is 314.16 into 78.54 in upon square root of 314.16 square minus 78.54 square, okay, into under root of 2GH, means under root of 2 into 9.81 into 400. Okay, so if we multiply all this, we will get the final value for the discharge as 70465 centimeter cube per second. Discharge is always, the unit for the discharge is centimeter cube per second or liter per second. Okay. So convert this into the liter per second, which is equal to 17.465 liter per second. Okay, so we so up to here we have calculated the value of discharge. Okay, so our problem is solved over here. Now next problem is a horizontal ventimeter with the inlet diameter of 28 cm and throat diameter of 10 cm is used to measure the flow of the oil or specific gravity 0.8. The discharge of the oil through the ventimeter is 60 liters per second. Find the reading of the oil mercury differential manometer. Take the CD as 0.98. Okay, so what they have given in the example is the diameter of the inlet, means D1 is 20 centimeter, then diameter of the throat D2 is 10 centimeter, and okay, the specific gravity of the oil which is flowing through the pipe is 0.8. Okay, and they have given the discharge of the oil as 60 liters per second. Okay, and the value of CD they have given as 0.98. We have to calculate the reading of the oil mercury differential manometer. Okay, means we have to calculate the value of the X. Okay, and they have given the differential manometer contains a mercury. Okay, so here first we have to calculate the area of both the sections. A1 is equal to pi by 4 into d1 square, which is equal to 314.16 centimeter square. Then area at section 2 is pi by 4 into 10 square, which is equal to 78.54 square. Okay, then they have given the value of CD as 0.98, Q as 16 liter per second. Convert it into the centimeter cube per second, which is equal to 60 into 1000 centimeter cube per second. Okay, then the formula for the discharge is given as CD into A1 A2 in bracket under root of upon under root of A1 square minus A2 square into under root of 2GH. Now put all the values. Q is equal to 60 into 1000 is equal to CD is 9.81 into A1 we have calculated as 314.60 into A2 as 78.54 into upon in bracket square root of 314.16 square minus 78.54 square into under root of 2 into G is 9.81 into age. Okay, here we don't know the value of age, so we have to calculate the value of this age. Okay, so the formula will becomes as the equation relation is given as under root of age is equal to 304 into 66 0 upon 60,000 upon 10 into upon 1071068.78. Okay, so the value of age is equal to, means after solving this we get the value of age as 289.98 centimeter of oil. Okay, so we get the value of age here, but we know the formula for age as x into in bracket sh upon h0 minus 1. Sh means the specific gravity of the oil content in the which is in the manometer. Here the mercury is present in the manometer, so specific gravity of the mercury is 13.6. then S0 is specific gravity of the oil, which is 0.8. Okay, then when the um, oil which is present in the mercury in the manometer is heavier than the oil flowing through the pipe, then the formula for the H is equal to x into in bracket sh upon h0 minus 1. Okay, so value of H is 289.98 is equal to x in bracket 13.6 upon 0.8 minus 1 is okay, so it is equal to, okay, after multiplying and solving this we get value of x is equal to 18.12 centimeter. Okay, this x is nothing but the reading of the oil mercury differential manometer. Okay, 18.12 centimeter. Here is the answer of our question. Okay, hope you have understand all the problems in well. Now we will solve one more problem on the horizontal on the inclined venturimeter. Okay, up to here we have solved all the problems on the horizontal venturimeter. Now we will move towards the inclined venturimeter. So the first problem is a 30 centimeter into 15 centimeter venturimeter is inserted in a vertical pipe carrying water flowing in the upward direction. A differential mercury manometer connected to the inlet and throat gives a reading of 20 centimeter. Find the discharge. Take the value of CD as 0.98. Okay, so they have given the range here the venturimeter is inclined. Okay, and they have given the value of short section as inlet section diameter as 30 centimeter and the third section diameter as 15 centimeter. Okay, so with the help of this both values we can calculate the area of the inlet and the rod. Okay, so which is A1 is equal to 706.85 centimeter square and A2 is equal to 176.7 centimeter square. Okay, then we have to calculate the discharge. For that first we will calculate the value of H. So here the manometer, the pipe is carrying the water and manometer containing the mercury. Okay, after understanding the problem we concluded that the water is flowing to the vertical pipe and the manometer contains the mercury. Okay, so here means manometer containing the oil which is present in the manometer is heavier than the oil which is flowing through the pipe. So the formula for the H is x into sh minus sh upon h0 minus 1. Okay, so x is 20 into in bracket 13.6 upon 1 minus 1 bracket complete is equal to 20 into 12.6. Okay, so the value of H is equal to 252 centimeter of water. Okay, then the value of CD they have given as 0.98. Then discharge, formula for the discharge is CD into A1 A2 under root upon under root of A1 square minus A2 square into under root of 2GH. Okay, the value of CD is 0.98 into A1 is 706.85, A2 is 176.7 upon under root of 706.85 square minus 176.7 square into under root of 2 into 981 into 550. Okay, so after calculating this, we get the final value for the discharge as 125.756 liter per second. Okay, here is the answer of our question. Let us see one more problem on the inclined venturimeter. A 20 centimeter into 10 centimeter venturimeter is inserted in the vertical pipe carrying oil of specific gravity 0.8. The flow of the oil is in the upward direction. The difference of levels between the throat and the inlet section is 15 cm. The oil mercury differential manometer gives a reading of 30 cm of mercury. Find the discharge of the oil. Neglect all losses. Okay. So what we have to calculate the discharge. Okay. They have given the diameter for the inlet as 20 cm and for the throat is 10 cm. Specific gravity of the oil in the upward direction is 0.8. Okay, the manometer contains a mercury. Okay, and the reading of the manometer is 30 centimeter of mercury. Okay, so let us first find out the area at both the sections. Okay, diameter we know, diameter D1 is 20 cm. Then area of A1 is 314.16 centimeters square. D2 they have given as 10 centimeter. From that we have calculated the A2 value as 78.54 centimeters square. Okay, the specific gravity of the oil as specific gravity of the oil which is flowing through that pipe is 0.8, and specific gravity of the mercury means the oil which is present in the manometer is 13.6. Differential manometer gives a reading as 30 centimeter. Here the manometer containing the liquid which is heavier than the oil which is present in the water is flowing through the pipe. Okay, so here the formula for the H is P1 upon rho G plus Z1 minus P2 upon rho G plus Z2, so which is equal to X into Sg upon S0 minus 1. Okay, now put all the values into this equation. Okay, so 30 in bracket 13.6 upon 0.8 minus 1. Okay, so we will get the value of H as 480 centimeter of oil. Value of CD they have given as 1. Then the formula for the discharge is CD A1 A2 upon A1 square minus A2 square into under root of 2GH. Now put all the values into the equation. We will get the final value of this discharge as 78,725.75 centimeter cube per second. So in the liter per second the value is 78.725. So here is the answer. of our question. Okay, so in this lecture we have seen what is meant by the venturometer. Means first we have seen the applications of the Bernoulli's equation. Okay, in that first we have selected that first device as venturometer. Okay, we have seen the working principle, working then principle, uses, applications of the venturometer. Okay, and then we have derived the expression for the rate of discharge. Okay, and then we have solved many problems on the horizontal venturometer as well as on the inclined venturometer. Hope you understand all this concept well. Okay, we will now stop over here. Thank you.